Today, traders, we will be doing the weekly forecast for the week from the 26th of April until the 30th of April. Lovely traders, welcome back to ChrisFX. I hope you're doing great, both in life and in trading. But first of all, before I begin with the weekly forecast, I have promised to show you my trades. And of course, I will show you my trades, and also I will show you that I have started with the FTMO challenge. And the trades I have taken until now are all here. Of course, I'm gonna show it from the FTMO platform also. Okay, so do not worry. So these are the losses. I have concentrated everything on an Excel sheet, as you can see over here. We would have been at break even, and I will explain why, but now the result is that. So pretty much we have lost 2.4%. We have a max loss of 10,000, as you can see over here, and we have lost this amount. And here are the trades that I have taken. Here is the proof of the trades, but I have written down everything here. Okay, the losses and the wins, it's exactly the same if you compare it. So there's no point. For example, you see 1100 on gold USD. Okay, I also note down the dates. So until now we have taken all of these trades, 17 trades I say here, but it is actually these 16 trades. The other one was like a small trade that I accidentally opened and closed with minus 50 euro, so it doesn't matter at all. So here we are, we have taken these trades, we went to minus 1200, we went up, but then we have, since then we have been going down. I would have been at break even, and I will explain. I know that trading does not work with would have, could have, and should have, so I'm not saying that I deserve to be at break even. So let's start. I'm gonna leave the talking for now. Here's the first trade. All the time is based on a Central European summer time, so it was 2 o'clock according to this time when I took the trade. Okay, so let's see, it was a trade over here. You can just pause the video and go ahead and click on the predictions immediately, but I'm gonna be showing the trades as I promised. This was the first trade, a clear break above the previous area, 60% rule. We entered here, but the trade went somehow like that, as we can see, but I eventually closed the trade somewhere around here because I think the correlation with the other pairs that it was correlating, those other pairs already went into a downtrend, so it was not worth it to lose anymore. Second trade was on Thursday again, USDCAD. Here we are, beautiful break again of this area and a retest of the 60% rule as I have developed the rule, and the outcome of this trade unfortunately was this one, as we can see. Let's move forward. A winning, this shouldn't be in the winnings, this should be in the break-even trades, but okay. Here it was Friday, I think, this one. Yeah, it is Friday. So we entered here, we were expecting a quick move. This quick move did not happen. Nonetheless, we went back here and it was already too late. So I closed the trade because I didn't want to leave it open throughout the weekend. So GBPUSD Monday. Okay, here we have the first win actually. Here, after this candle, the 60% rule was applied on this candle, this single candle. We got tagged in immediately, and the outcome was that immediately. And here starts the part which I'm gonna talk about, that when I saw that this trade could have taken 7-1 or more, I will explain to you a little bit later. Okay, this is another trade at gold USD. Here we are. Break of this previous area, beautiful break actually, retest of it, and here we go. We lost it once again. I'm gonna delete all of these tabs over here, excuse me for a little bit. And here we go, those two trades now. If I wouldn't have seen that this trade took 7-1 eventually, unfortunately I cannot predict the future, but psychologically I was affected, and I said in my next trades I will be targeting something like more than 3-1 without having testing it. And anyways, when I started the challenge I said I'm going for a fixed 1.5-1. As a result, we had this trade. Okay, Monday AUDUSD. Let's go, let's check it out. Here we are, a complex pattern that I have been testing. We measured the two candles with the 60% rule. We got tagged in, and then as you can see, we were over here. but I said I'm gonna go for larger targets and stuff like that, which eventually didn't happen, did never happen, so I closed it when it turned back. This trade though, which this one, okay, on AUDUSD would have hit easily the 1.5 to 1, did hit it actually, you see. But when I saw this extremely beautiful bullish candle, I said this is gonna be continuing, so I was targeting daily levels, so I was very happy. It was around 2 to 1 over here, okay, but unfortunately I didn't take my profits, the trade came back and I closed it at break even. So imagine I would have had, if we say we risk around 700 euros per $700, $750 per trade, it would have been plus 1400. Okay, so this is one thing. I'm gonna talk about it on the how to pass the FTMO video that I'm going to make. When you start with a certain strategy, do never change your strategy. Again, you can skip ahead if you don't want to see this part, if you find this boring, and go ahead and check out immediately the predictions of the next week. But again, I'm a man of my word. I promised I'm gonna be showing the trades from now on. Here, a clear break of this previous area. The normal break and retest could be entering around here, not us though. We measured those two candles, 60% rule. Once again, these things have been tested, by the way, for you new viewers, and the wins I have been getting with this strategy throughout my back testing are very nice. We're gonna be talking about that in one of our next videos. Okay, we lost this one, another one. You see this previous area over here, a clear break above it with a very strong bullish candle on GBPJPY, and the outcome of the trade was exactly that, unfortunately. Okay, so the market conditions are not the best, let's say. Gold USD, another winning trade. Okay, we entered, where was it? Here, yeah, of course here. Of course we have a large wick above the candlestick, but this thing has been back tested by me again and again, so I placed the pending order over there. And there we go, we get activated as you can see, and we won this trade. Okay, it's the one that I also showed you at the FTMO tab. So we won this trade very easily. We could have taken even more profits in this one, but I will go with what I have backtested. GBPJPY, there we go. Another clear break. We entered measuring the two candles because we didn't get activated after the first candle over here, and the outcome of the trade was simply that. Okay, but we closed this trade once it was at the half of the loss, because again I was checking out correlations, and tell me if you want me to make a video on correlations. They're helping a lot, and we can minimize losses. As you can see, those two would have been full 750, but they weren't due to correlation. Here, another clear break of this previous area on EURJPY. We got activated. We were very happy with this movement, very happy actually, and unfortunately we leave those huge wicks at 1 to 1. Of course I was targeting at least 1.5 to 1, and there we go, and I closed here. As you can see, another loss in the row on gold USD here on Wednesday. Again, we get activated after the break of this area. We broke this overall area, beautiful trade, got activated and left immediately. I was very happy throughout my back testing. This is very significant, but look at that, ridiculous. It came back, stopped us out, unfortunately. GBPUSD, this trade at some point was at 1600 euros, dollars I shall say. Over here, okay, this is the trade that I entered immediately with the market execution. We broke this previous area, but the 61% level, the 60% level was pretty close, so I didn't want to miss out. I entered with a market execution, and here we are. Later, we had done all of this movement that you see over here, but let me tell you that the 1.5 to 1 was somewhere around here. So this trade, the initial trade, I had placed an alert somewhere around here, and you can see it, I think, in one of my previous videos. On my previous video where this trade was still running, I had an alert over here, so when it would hit 1.5 to 1, I would be closing 80%. Unfortunately, this trade came back over here, and I placed my stop loss over here. I didn't want to miss out the whole thing, so I only won the 600. Theoretically, I could have closed the trade down here. It was a couple of pips away from hitting the target. We were at $1,650, which is almost my target, actually. so I could have closed that, but I didn't. And EURUSD on Friday, I don't know if I should have taken this trade, but we broke also above this previous area. Okay, so it's not only the wick that broke above, it's also the candlestick, and we have the 1, 2, 3 move. So I placed the pending order. I got tagged in immediately. I said I'm gonna be winning this trade like that, like within 1 or 2 hours. At some point this candlestick was right here, totally blue. I was very happy, but eventually this is what happened. And the saddest part, if I go here on the EURUSD, this is the trade. It was exactly right here. Okay, so we placed it right here, you see, placed it right here. We got stopped out right here, and then the trade went. The target was over here. So of course we would have won in a couple of hours, but this is all in retrospect. Of course we got stopped out and then price went without us. So this is currently my account on FTMO, and let's log in once again on the client area. I'm going for the $100,000 as you have noticed, of course. Okay, so this is the balance, 2.4% down at the moment. It was a very weird week, a bad week we can say, of course. The price is not making clear trends. This is why this strategy is not playing out in the short term. Of course, we know that in the long term, through our backtesting, we are winning on all of these pairs. We have great percentages actually. So now we will be starting with the weekly forecast. And let's start with EURUSD from the daily chart. And as you can see, if you keep following from my previous forecasts, of course, we had this trend that got broken, let's say, this trend line, let's call it, that got broken. So we have a downtrend technically, but in the long scheme, we are still within this huge uptrend. And why? Because we had said that we haven't broken this previous area. And until this previous huge area is broken, which we didn't even come back to tag it and leave, until this area is broken, we are technically still in this huge uptrend. So this whole thing seemed to start playing out. Okay, this kind of flag pattern, this channel got broken quite impulsively, let's say above. Okay, so we didn't wick and then come down, but we will see. Let's scale down to the 1 hour chart here and see what we are waiting for. Okay, we are waiting for something like that. This is our 50 EMA that I'm gonna draw over here. Okay, this is the 50 EMA. Of course, we have this previous area from the daily that price might be reacting. You see this area over here. Okay, but on the other hand, we can see that we broke this previous area quite impulsively. So I will not be surprised if we will continue with a strong uptrend now. And until this level, at least I think we're gonna be having an uptrend. Down again on the 1 hour chart, you see this whole area that we have. So I'm expecting to see this clear thing, of course, break above, pending order right here, boom, tagged in and go. Okay, so the trade would be looking something like that, to be precise. So you either can go for 1.5 to 1, which probably I'm gonna go for, but you can also target this previous daily level as we saw. Okay, so you can go for 4 point something to 1. This is what I'm expecting for EURUSD. I'm not expecting anything else. EURJPY. Okay, we are still in this huge uptrend, scaling down on the 1 hour chart again. Of course, we are within this area, okay, which we don't like at all. But it is very possible now that we came back to this trend line and retraced that we are gonna be seeing price moving on. Okay, preferably I wouldn't be entering somewhere here, but preferably I would want this previous area to be broken also. So if I see that impulsively, I'm entering back here. Okay, I'm entering somewhere back here, and let's see, either going for 1.5 to 1 or going to the daily chart. Look at the left, and I think I would target this previous area. It would be something like that. So we can target a 7 to 1 even if we get tagged into the trade. I don't think that I'm gonna be greedy, and I don't think I'm gonna be going for such a huge percentage if this plays out, but I'm gonna be getting my 1.5 to 1 if everything goes according to the plan. GBPUSD from a daily chart, it is quite the same with EURUSD. Okay, we were within this kind of flag pattern from the daily chart, this channel, however you wanna call it. And now we see that we broke impulsively, and we also had this W formation once again. I think I talked about it in the previous video, if not, excuse me. So we have this W formation, which we now have retested. Okay, this is another thing, if we're gonna get technical. So we retested, and now we are probably gonna bounce from it. Okay, this is a very significant pattern. So now I'm expecting from this beautiful pair, let me draw this one, and let me draw this one. Okay, so what I'm expecting now from GBPUSD, let's draw the 50 EMA. Okay, something like that. I'm expecting it to do something like that, and then we are gonna be breaking above. And if I see something like that, you guessed it, we are entering with the 60% rule, either 1.5 to 1 or scaling back to the daily chart, and you can target even those levels up here. Okay, so if you would be entering down here from the 1 hour chart, okay, we are down here, let's say, let me minimize this thing, you can be targeting this previous daily area. It would be something like that actually. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this pair to continue also with the uptrend. Okay, this is the video that I'm developing, so today I went through 31 trades, 55 minutes in a row, to be continued from here, be recording for 55 minutes straight. Much love. You can see I'm gonna be backtesting all of this thing with a new 15-minute time frame on GBPUSD, and I'm gonna be posting the results, not only the results but also the backtesting session. Let's go to British Pound, Japanese Yen over here. Okay, we are within this uptrend, of course. On the other hand, we saw this thing, it's kind of a head and shoulders, I have to mention that once again, but on the other hand, I also think that this pair is gonna be continuing with this huge uptrend. So I believe if we scale down to the 1 hour chart, I believe that we are gonna be moving on with an uptrend. Okay, 50 MA, let's say, I think we're gonna be doing that. And if I see something like that, of course I have time until this previous level, until this previous area. So if I enter right here, I can easily hit, let's say, my 1.5 to 1 until here. But again, you can target even more. Okay, you can hold on to your trades for even more and even go ahead and target daily areas like these previous areas over here. It is totally up to you. The thing is that I'm going to be entering with my 60% rule and only with this rule. Australian dollar, US dollar. Here we are in this huge uptrend. On the other hand, we had these head and shoulders that we had talked about. We saw a movement until this previous area over here, but then price found support once again, and we are now to the point of these previous shoulders once again. Okay, so we have reached this area, but what I'm seeing right here, let's scale down to the 1 hour chart. I do not think that price is gonna drop right now. I think that now we are gonna be passing this level, even though here we have another head and shoulders being formed, which is a very significant pattern once again. Okay, here I think that we are gonna be continuing with an uptrend. Of course, I cannot predict the price. This is just a forecast in my opinion. Here probably we're gonna be finding some more resistance, and then probably we're gonna be breaking impulsively above, and we will be continuing with this overall uptrend where you can go ahead and target the head over here, which will be a 4 to 1, let's say. We find a chance over here. On the other hand, I think the stop loss is gonna be way smaller to be more realistic. You see the stop losses in the real backtesting are very, very small. This is on a 15-minute chart though. Anyways, so yeah, let's say you can target even 6 to 1 until the head or even more. But once again, I'm going to be entering the trades with my 60% rule. Here we go, Australian dollar, JPY, huge uptrend once again. Let me delete this Fibonacci tool. We see this triangle over here. The price is converging over here, as you can see. So now we are expecting an explosion, which I think is gonna be on the upside from a daily perspective. Okay, let's scale down, not to the 1 minute, but to the 1 hour, please. Let's go down and scale down to the 1 hour chart. And here we are, price has found support in this overall area. Even if I see something like that, breaking even these previous areas, I'm entering back here, and imagine what, even until this previous trend line, I have enough space to get my 1.5 to 1 with a 60% rule. But again, I think now price is gonna break above. At least you can go and target these areas over here, okay, the top of this triangle pattern. And then we have the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, still the same thing. We are in this overall uptrend, as we can see, higher highs and higher lows. We see price retracing back to the 50 EMA from a daily perspective. We have this pattern being formed, which we are gonna be breaking either above or below. I again believe that we are gonna be continuing with the overall uptrend. I wish that I would be knowing this stuff for sure. Then I would be the richest person if I could accurately predict all of these things. But this is what I'm expecting. But whatever price does, let's say that my prediction is totally mistaken. Again, we don't care if we break below the 50 EMA on the 1 hour chart and I see that, again I'm in, back here with the 60% rule. Okay, so this is just the prediction I'm making, but we are gonna be trading price action here on ChrisFX. Pure price action. Okay, we don't care too much about previous support and resistance areas, only the most recent probably, but if we see clear price action movement, we are in for a trade. And let's go to USDCAD, which has a negative correlation with most of these pairs, of course, probably all of these. And here we are in this huge downtrend. From a daily perspective, it is pretty choppy as a price action, but from the hourly chart, if we go down to the hourly chart, over here, we are below the 50 EMA, and it is very possible now this previous area that has been tested many times, many different times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, this is the 8th time, and I have to highlight that most of the times, of course not all of the times, but most of the times, if an area is being tested again and again, then this area is becoming weaker, not stronger. So now we see we passed it once, but we wicked below it, we weren't able to go too much above, again back, and now we are back again. Of course we left a wick, I can see a fake out above, people are gonna be buying, and then boom, down, okay. And if I see that, guess what, lovely traders, I'm back in. I'm in here with a short trade. Okay, short trade, 60% rule, 1.5 to 1, but let's go and scale up to the daily chart and we can even target this level over here. It is pretty much the same. We can go ahead and target previous level, which are significant. The levels of the daily chart are of course very significant, but we are doing pretty much the opposite of other people. We are entering from a small time frame with pure price action. We're either going for a fixed 1.5 or 1-to-1 or whatever you want according to your own backtesting, or we can be entering with price action, using price action, but then we can stretch our targets to the daily time frame because the daily zones are very significant compared to the hourly zones. Okay, so the next zone I would be watching is this one. So here if we penetrate deep enough, then we will be going for a 6.5, let's say, to 1 in this scenario. Okay, so if I enter right here, I will not be watching this previous hourly area. If I want to extend my target, it's gonna be the daily area. But probably again, I'm going for a fixed percentage, such as the 1.5 to 1. Gold US dollar. This is the last pair that I'm gonna be trading. This previous significant area has not been broken. Not only that, but we also left this beautiful W formation. We retested it, if you see, we came here, then retested quickly, and now probably we're gonna be bouncing and we're gonna be continuing with the overall uptrend. Of course, in the past, how many? 262 days, okay, we were in this downtrend, let's say, but from the overall image, we're still within this uptrend. So let's scale down to the 1 hour chart, which is the most important thing for us. We are here, we had a successful trade, where was it? This is the one that I closed only with $170 on Friday, and this is the successful trade. We got activated and we won. Until here we had won our trade, and of course I could have extended this trade to 4 or 5 to 1. I'm gonna be back testing those things. These things require a lot of time. So from an hourly perspective, here we are within this overall area, let's say, I'm gonna draw this overall area, I think we will be continuing with this uptrend. So it is very possible that we will be seeing something like that for the beginning, and then we're gonna be finding support over here, and then we will break above. I would love to see a break above the whole area, of course, this is even more preferable, and if I see this thing, I'm in back here with the 60% rule. Either 1.5 to 1, but preferably I think for gold we can start targeting more percentages. In this scenario we have from a daily perspective this previous area, so an 1.5 to 1 would be wise I think, but on the other hand, okay, 1.5 to 1 until this area, but on the other hand you can go to the even further area which is up here, so you could theoretically be targeting something like that. This is according to your own backtesting, of course. These were the predictions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and tell me if you want me to be showing the trades that I'm taking each and every week. I think it's a nice thing to add to my videos, to my weekly forecasts, of course, and it is up to you if you want to see it or just pause the video and start from the point where I'm showing the weekly forecast. Okay, so type it down in the comment section, and once again, if you liked the video, please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel for more free educational content. Thank you all for watching, until next time.